I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just a regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. Opposite
Yeah, they
of
were,
that.
because
And
Donald
you know,
Trump
and
is
you-
a child.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
And you know what else?
He's a
the fact that they wouldn't give these 13 service members' families the time of
dude.
time of day. They
I'm
would
sorry.
Not. They
I'm
would
sorry,
not.
but
And it was
Donald
wrong.
Trump hates veterans. He called them suckers and losers.
Trump derangement syndrome. I'm hoping that one of these comedians will come up with a anti-anxiety medication for these liberals and just take one tablet a day.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about BASED panelist, CNN's very own Scott Jennings. Okay, so this guy has been on a tear lately, completely annihilating all his fellow colleagues, giving these BASED takes, and now he gets to rub it into all of them being one of the only people who has any sanity over there at the Crying Negro Network. So he's going up against these propagandists again. And of course, they're overly salty and emotional because Kamala Harris just got her ass handed to her in this latest election. So they're making even less sense than usual because they're trying to say that Donald Trump's entire campaign is being run, or it was run because it's over now, but they're saying that it was run off of revenge and retribution, and that's what he was running on, which makes absolutely no sense. But before I get deeper into that, I'm going to go ahead and react to what they have to say about it. I'm going to give my commentary along the way. Let's get into it.
Just to go back to Susie for a second, the fact that he got to this first and the fact that she is going to have, influence over how the rest of this transition unfolds, whether it's picking attorney general or any of these other high-level positions. I think we ought to all look at this as a wise decision, a good decision, and for everybody out there wanting Trump to pivot or change or somehow whatever you want him to do, he just won a mandate from the American people to execute on the program that he laid out in this election. It wasn't particularly close. And I think he ought to put people in place who are going to do it. That's what the people
will go
are
after
asking
his
for.
enemies. I mean, that's
not what he ran on.
Yes, he did. It is explicitly
what he ran on.
That's
not what he ran on.
Look at what he said in the past week. He literally said that he was going to exact vengeance.
You still don't understand how you lost.
I don't even think that did Trump even use the word vengeance at any point? I don't think I've heard that, and I watched all of his rallies and all of his phone calls and all of his public appearances, all of his podcasts. I don't think I've recall ever hearing the word vengeance. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He ran on
Don't
immigration.
say me. I'm not a Democrat.
He ran on immigration.
I'm a journalist.
He ran on inflation.
I'm not here paid to
You're a jerk. This is what, guys.
Slap yourself.
This is why people don't trust the media. Like, okay, I'm gonna let them keep going. This is just ridiculous.
One of the many things he ran on, in addition to
he ran on the issues that people care about. He ran on the economy. He ran
nobody's
on
saying that he didn't run on those things, but he also ran on vengeance.
Yes.
He did also run on going after the people who went after him.
and journalists.
I thought they said that they didn't go after him and that Trump was just some sort of criminal. Now he's going after, like, this. Guys, this never happened. Donald Trump said there was an enemy from within, but he didn't say he was like gonna go after him at first. Remember when they were trying to say he claimed he was using military? Now they're kind of rolling that back and just say, well, he said he's gonna go after him. No, he's saying that, yeah, if they're corrupt, then he's going to do something about their corruption, not just go after people who went after him, because some people are corrupt and they didn't go after him, but they're still corrupt, right? So anybody who is corrupt, yeah, you should hold them to account for the law. They shouldn't be immune, and they also shouldn't be able to prosecute their political opponents either. Just because you're actually seeking justice doesn't mean you're going after them. What they're saying is basically the equivalent of like saying if somebody commits a murder and then you prosecute them, hey, you're going after somebody. It's like, what the hell? Like, if they're a criminal, then why the hell would you not do it?
It's a key feature of all of his speeches.
Yes, Scott, he literally said, I am your retribution, the Biden crime family, lock her up. Went after Sessions repeatedly for...
Trump never said that. He never said lock her up. And they've been trying to say that he said that for years, and he never said that.
not doing what he wanted Sessions to do, which was to indict Hillary or whoever he wanted to indict.
You can want his campaign to have been about, tax reform and things like that. That is not what he said on the stump, time after time after time.
Also
he talked about going after his enemies.
Donald Trump repeatedly said that his revenge because the fake news kept propagating these messages of revenge. He repeatedly said that his revenge would be success. He said this numerous times.
We're going to do the right job. We're going to be fair to everybody. We're going to do the right job. And our revenge, you know, they say, oh, this is a revenge tour for Trump. It's not a revenge tour. Revenge is going to be our great success. What we're going to do is success. We're going to have such success that it's going to turn that word revenge. There's not going to be any revenge. We're going to make this country so successful again. It's going to be so successful. That will be our revenge. That's going to be our revenge. My revenge is going to be success. We're going to make this country so successful. We're going to do it rapidly. We're going to bring energy way down. We're going to bring inflation way down. We're going to get prices down. You look at the cost of food. You look at the cost of rent. You look at the cost of some of these things. It's just, you know, really disables our country. I don't care about the revenge thing. I know they usually use the word revenge. Will there be revenge? My revenge will be success.
Heartened by the fact that the left still cannot figure this out.
Even if you just take the January 6th part of it, he made that a big part of his campaign, that he would, if he were in power, pardon those people. You can't say that that was not on the agenda. It absolutely...
What does that have to do with what we were just talking about? First, we were talking about retribution and vengeance and all this. Now you're talking about pardoning January. These things are not related.
What was the campaign about? Why did...
Okay, but do you think that he's going to do those other things when it comes to the Department of Justice?
I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not.
A big part of the campaign was being a victim. Like, that was a big part of it, was his victimhood. They're coming for you, but they're going to have to get through me. That was his whole line. That is all about the enemies list. That is all.
I totally disagree.
The deep state. This is the stuff that he talked about on the stump. Unless you just don't want to listen to him. Those are his own words.
I listen plenty.
Scott, if you believe that people who violated the Capitol on January 6th committed a crime, which I would hope...
People do not care about this. People don't care. They've been talking about the same shit for years, and they think people care about this. This doesn't make sense. These people do not get it.
I admire your, I don't know if I want to call it naivete or optimism that Trump is going to run on the policies you care about deregulation and tax cuts and whatnot. That's just not what his campaign was about.
Well,
that's not what he has indicated.
With all due respect, I've run more campaigns than you, and I know what campaigns are about, and I know why people walk into voting booths.
Why people walk into voting booths and what Trump plans to do when handed the presidency are two different things.
All right, guys.
This lady is still trying to claim that she knows better than the American people that voted for Trump. And then when accused of being a Democrat or having a side, she's denying it. This type of dishonest human being is exactly what was rejected and why you saw that map all red on election night. Because of people like this. Fake news, propagandist, left-wing media shill, a puppet for the left. So I got another clip here with a completely Trump deranged lunatic, as if these other folks weren't bad enough. This guy, Pete Dominick, now this guy lost it on Scott Jennings. I don't understand these leftists and how they think that they're the rational ones when every time you have a conversation with them, they're like, are you kidding me? They're going crazy. They're going nuts. This guy has Trump derangement levels to the level of some of these crazy TikTokers that you see in some of my videos. This guy is wild, and he seems to think that we're going to sit here and believe that Trump is not supportive of our U.S. military, and that people like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are more supportive of the military. Trump went to military academy, and he supported the Afghanistan families, the people of Abigail who had their family service members killed. Trump supported them. Biden Harris did not. Let's get into it.
If you look at the arc of the Biden presidency, he was in really good shape until August of 2021. When Afghanistan happened, he went under 40, she went under 40, and they really lived there until the end of the He's still there.
Why? I'll tell you why.
Because he ran and told us that the adults were back in charge, And that was the opposite.
Yeah, they
of
were,
that.
because
and
Donald
you know,
Trump
and
was a
you,
child.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
And you know what else?
He's a
the fact that they wouldn't give these 13 service members' families the time of
bullshit,
day.
dude.
The time of day.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but Donald
wrong.
Trump hates veterans. He called them suckers and losers. He did. He absolutely, despite
Look,
he has his whole life. He has his entire life.
I know you're super emotional. I just.
Of course I am. I'm terrified.
I'm telling you.
This is a beta male.
Beta.
I am no. I'm an alpha.
Beta.
Oh, because I tell you why.
Beta.
You're soft. I'm just going ahead and tell you right now, you're weak. You shouldn't be acting like this. Like, I don't know if he playing it up for the camera. People play up stuff for the camera. But you're having a conversation with somebody and you're just flying off the handle like a loose cannon. And I think this fool just said he was scared. Did he say he was scared?
He has his whole life. He has his entire life.
I know you're super emotional. I just.
Of course I am. I'm terrified.
I'm telling you
He terrified. Look, listen to these crazy people. He terrified. Oh, is a big bad boogeyman gonna come put you in a concentration camp? Okay, is the orange man gonna come get you and use the military on you? Is he gonna point the barrels at your face like he wanted to do to Liz Cheney? Is that what you think? Yeah, I mean, the dictator man is gonna bring back slavery. He's gonna put you in chains. That's what these stupid people think. These people are. I'm trying not to use the R word, but y'all know what I'm thinking. It starts with R and rhymes with farted.
Political reality is that when they made that decision.
It doesn't matter, but you don't admit
when
to
they
that
made that
Donald Trump
decision.
hates veterans. You don't admit it. You deny a man, Chief John Kelly, a Marine. You deny. You say he lied.
You're still campaigning.
You say
It's
he
over,
lied.
brother.
Let me let
It's
Scott
not over.
finish
It'll never be over.
This guy's a lunatic. So here's the thing, guys. He doesn't. This guy's just a propagandist. The families said, all of them said that they were never even called. Nobody called them from the Biden-Harris administration. They haven't even heard anything from them.
And no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service.
You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call.
Vice President Harris, I ask you, why won't you return a call and explain to us how you call my daughter-in-law's death a success? President Trump has called, President Trump shows up, but President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories.
And the whole suckers and losers thing is just something one person said that Donald Trump said, and there's no other corroborating evidence whatsoever. As a matter of fact, there's people who said that he didn't say it. This guy's a nutcase.
It'll never be over. You wish.
The political reality is when they made that decision and everyone realized, oh my gosh, these aren't the competent adults that we were promised.
Donald Trump is.
And then when you pile on top of it the decisions that made inflation worse, it was a compounding interest of political crap over time that they could never get out of. And that's how she lost the race.
There was a bipartisan consensus to get out of Afghanistan. That wasn't the point. It was the way it was done.
Decision to get out
hold on. It was the implementation. It was the fact that they took out our soldiers first instead of last, which is you would think would be common sense. And again, it's like you said, we thought the adults were in the room. That's why people voted for Biden. A return to normalcy, a return to competence. He's a lifelong public servant. We thought we're going to get normal, we're going to get competent. And that's what
we
it's
did.
about.
We did. And if in the veterans community,
Afghanistan doesn't signal that.
The wars in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, the Republican policies that led to those wars, the idea that Joe Biden made the final difficult decision, and his administration and his military leaders. I mean, you guys live on the tippy top of bullshit mountain. If you actually think that so many people think that the pullout of Afghanistan was the pivot point, are you kidding me?
I mean, I can read a chart and I can read a poll. I guess you can't. But the reality is when he made that decision.
Your petty insults are so weak, dude. You have no idea. Like, I don't even understand
This guy started with the insults just a second ago. He started it for, like, guys.
You guys live on the tippy top of bullshit mountain.
This is how the left works, guys. Like, they can dish it out, but they can't take it.
Weak, dude. You have no idea. Like, I don't even understand if you hear yourself talking.
Look,
you can laugh all you want, but like, I can't read a chart. Like, it's
just a second.
So hacky. It's so uninteresting.
Look, the reason that we brought this up is because that was from a Democratic.
What a waste of time, guys. And whenever there's somebody who's engaging in conversation like this, like they trying intentionally not to let you get a word in, because that's why he cut off Scott. He didn't want him to get a word in about how the families for that disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal were not contacted. They weren't apologized to. I mean, they got nothing. They were literally ignored. They don't want to have to deal with having to apologize, having that on their camera, something that's going to look bad for them politically, and have that on their conscience. They don't want either one. They just want to just ignore it, pretend like it didn't happen, keep it moving, because their family's okay. They didn't die in the Afghanistan withdrawal. It wasn't their sons and daughters. It was somebody else's. That's how these people work. That's how Liz Cheney works. That's how Joe Biden works. And that's most certainly how Kamala Harris would have worked if she would have been the president of the United States. And whoever the hell this dude was clearly a nutcase. Like, bullshit, dude, bullshit. It's like, dude, just shut the hell up. Like, if you don't get the hell up out of my face. Like, bro, like, some people, it really just kind of make you want to take it to the streets. But I'll leave it at that, because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. But let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
And it turns out there's more to being president than simply not being Donald Trump in the eyes of the American people. I'm a little worried about how Democrats are going to react. They've been told Trump is a modern-day Hitler, or at least he's a fascist. And now Kamala Harris, I suspect, is going to have to wake up in the morning and concede to that person. I'm a little concerned about an election in which half the country was conditioned to believe that the person who just won the national popular vote is going to be a dictator, eliminate the Constitution, and create a bloodbath, and so on and so forth. So
can I say something about that?
we have to reckon with that in the aftermath of that argument.